Mr. Beak's math class. Mr. Beak's math class. Yeah! Woo!
All right, thanks for joining me. 1.3, solving equations with variables on both sides. This one, we're going to start to add some level of difficulty to it. The standard, there's lots of important ones, so just make sure that you're paying attention and slowing the video down, asking questions if you have them. But ultimately, we look at this learning scale, and we want you to be at a 3 or a 4. That means like you can do a solid job and all this stuff and pass everything. So number one is, I need help and I know how to apply the concept, but I still need help. Number two means you make some mistakes, right? And that means like probably making mistakes on like half of them, okay? Obviously everyone makes mistakes, even myself. I still know how to do the math, right? And so number three is I can apply it to them correctly, and I can get probably, most of them right. Number four is I know it really good, and I can even show the steps and teach it to others. That would be awesome, okay? And so that's just kind of like a rating yourself scale. It's always important to be reflexive on your learning, okay? So today we're just going to I just made up a couple questions. We're going to speed through these so you can see some problems, okay? This is an example of a variable on both sides type question from numbers 1.3, okay? Whereas before in the past, we would just draw a line down, hey, I see the x's are all on the left-hand side, and I do that. Now we got to pick a side that we're going to apply the x's to, okay? Because there's x's on this side and on that side, okay? Now, not one side is more right than the other, but traditionally, I like to just get my x's to the left-hand side because it, I don't know, just looks and feels more natural, okay? So the very, very first thing I can do, there's actually 4 right steps that you could do first, but since I like to get my x's all over to that left-hand side, we're going to just add or subtract them like we would like a normal number, okay? So in this case, if I see a minus 3x and I want to move that minus 3x to the other side, all I'm going to do is add 3x, okay? And why I drew that green line that kind of got erased there is I have to do it to both sides because I got to be fair, right? And so, do you see
Just
my
like
plus
that.
3x in
Just
red
like
on both
that.
sides? Yes, because I'm equal, I'm fair. That's why it's called an equation. And so now it's just like a 2-step one. So that was just one extra little step because now I have 7x minus 10 equals 32. Okay? And so now you should be comfortable with the stuff that we did last, where we always know we do PEMDAS in reverse. And so I always add and subtract my numbers first, okay? Which in this case would be plus 10 to this side, plus 10 to that side. No biggie, 7x equals 42, okay? I'm almost done. I just got to do the reverse, or excuse me, the inverse operation of multiplying, which is dividing. So when I divide by 7, those wipe out. I get a -6. Everyone goes home happy.
Just
You
like
got a
that.
whole number
Just
as an
like
answer.
that.
Okay? Now you can always plug it back into these ones and check, and you will get the right answer because every step we did was mathematically correct. Okay? So, oops. Let's say I have something like this. Here we go. Okay? Now do you notice if I draw this big red line down the middle on the equal sign, do you notice that there's x's on both sides? Okay? Ask yourself, do you have a preference which side those x's go to? I myself have a preference and I like to get them onto the left-hand side. So that's what I'm going to try to do, okay? And I think most people have that same tendency, and so that's the way I show it that way. If you're someone that likes to go against the grain and get your x's like that, hey, you're going to get the right answer as long as you do the right math steps, okay? So don't let the others ridicule you if you like your x's on the right-hand side, all right? But I like it on the left side, so that's what I'm going to do. We'll just keep it like that, okay? So in essence, the first step I got to do is move that one over to that side, okay? So how do I do that? It is a plus 3x, therefore I minus 3x to both sides. I like to organize this real nice and neatly, and so maybe I'll just get rid of that, I guess. I like to organize it nice and neatly where I write it above the x's, and I keep the x's all in line and I keep the numbers all in line, because organization is ultimately kind of like a big strength that you can have in solving math equations. It just makes it easier for yourself. So anyways, that's going to combine and give me 3x minus 6 equals 33. Okay. And now it's just like any old two-step equation. We're going to add or subtract first. This gives me 3x equals 39. And what do we got? Divided by 3? Divided by 3. And you get x equals 13. Sweet.
Just
Not
like
too bad,
that. Just
right?
like that.
So just the one additional step right at the beginning about moving that guy over there. Okay? If you can master that technique, today's section is going to be pretty simple for you, which is ultimately my goal. I want you to succeed and enjoy solving these math equations. Okay? All right, let's do this. Is that the last one? Yeah, we're gonna call this the last equation for today, for this lesson, all right? Looks like there's a little bit more on this stuff, but still, I have a tendency to like the x's on the left-hand side. That's where I'm going to try to move everything, okay? Now, there's a whole bunch of things I could do first. If you're noticing there's a couple x terms on that left side, you could smush them together right now, or we could move this one over and then smush them all together. There's not one way that's more right than the other. I think for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to smush them together on the left-hand side. I'm going to combine like terms already. So I'm just going to make this 2x plus 7x. I'm just going to make that a 9x. Okay? Minus 9, because I didn't touch anything else. And I'm going to copy everything else down. Okay? Hopefully you're following that step, and I'm not going too fast. But now you see, okay, now I can move this positive 4x. By just adding or subtracting it over to both sides, it's going to wipe out there and give me just a 5x minus 9 equals negative 34, right? And so now when I add 9, 5x equals, oh, what is that? Just punch in the calculator. I believe it's going to be negative 25. If I get that wrong, just tell your parents, Mr. Beak doesn't know how to do anything. Just kidding. Don't tell them that. All right, divide by the negative 5, and we got negative 5 right here. Okay? This math teacher guy, he doesn't even know how to do negative 34 plus 9. Just kidding. I think it's right. So anyways,
Nice
there's a couple
Keep it
more
up.
try-its that we can do, but I think that I'm going to keep this video short and sweet and just go over those 4 examples. So moral of the story, get all the x's to the one side, and then just solve your normal two-step like it would be that way. Okay? Hopefully that helps. Take care.
Just like that. Just like that.
Mr. Beak's math class. Mr. Beak's math class.